Introducing Welcome Unlimited from Verizon.
You can't really ignore sensitivity.
When you shop at Walmart.
Introducing Welcome Unlimited from Verizon at our best price ever. Just $30 per line, only from Verizon.
And we're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 276. We have almost everyone here. We're just missing Nate. He just ruined it. We had like the entire like setup here. So we'll see. He might pop in randomly as we're talking throughout the episode tonight. But otherwise, we got everyone else here. We're gonna start with Click. How are we doing tonight, Click?
Hi, yeah, I'm here. I'm back. I feel like I've been gone so much lately. So
It's been a while. Yeah, good to have Click back. Good to have Click back here. We have OJ holding up the pre-show over there.
Yes, great pre-show today, guys. My PC didn't randomly shut down. I got my new PC in, so yeah, everything was going pretty good.
Already got a 3080 in that thing.
Yeah, 3080 Ryzen 5800 thingy X.
That's pretty good.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
$30? That's awesome.
It's their best unlimited price ever.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
Oh, what a good time we will
Terran, the joy of movement.
With Click, how are we doing tonight, Click?
Hi, yeah, I'm here. I'm back. I feel like I've gone so much lately. So
It's been a while. Yeah, good to have Click back. Good to have Click back here. We have OJ holding up the pre-show over there.
Yes, great pre-show today, guys. My PC didn't randomly shut down. I got my new PC in, so yeah, everything was going pretty good.
Already got a 3080 in that thing.
Yeah, 3080 Ryzen 5800 thingy X.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good PC.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice PC. So yeah, and it works. That's the most important. It doesn't randomly shut down. So
you already have Windows 11 on there?
No, screw Windows 11.
Oh, you're not
Windows 10. They've been bugging me to upgrade. I'm like, hell no. You guys jacked up my other PC that I just bought last year. So no more Windows 11.
Okay.
Windows 10.
Okay. We got MVG.
Hey, what's going on? Great to be here.
If MVG here, gonna get his thoughts, I'm sure, on The Last of Us. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Sean, RGT85.
Yo.
How we doing, Sean? You doing the after show tonight?
Yeah, we'll run it.
Okay. There you go, guys.
Looking fit. My man, wearing the tank tops down. I like it.
It's hot out. I had to wear it.
Yeah.
You're in the basement, though.
It's still hot.
It's the same temperature in the basement.
I sweat when it's like 50 out.
What's it out there right now?
It was according. Let me say. Hold on.
I think at one point
in this area.
It was like
95 or 96 here today.
When I got in my car midday, it said 111. I was just sitting in the sun.
Thank you.
It was 100.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't too humid though around here, so
Yeah.
it was all right. We go over here to Dreamcast guy Max. How we doing?
Good. I'm excited to talk about Last of Us.
And we got Jordan Fringe also here to talk about Last of Us.
That's the only reason I'm here, honestly.
And then we got Evan.
Yep.
Good to have Evan here. All right, good. We do have a bunch of stuff over tonight. The Last of Us controversy, which took over the entire week. We also had some video games. I know, right?
Yeah,
Stray and Live Alive
some
came
games
out this week, so we can some thoughts on those games. And then there was one other topic I just threw in there at the end because it was Platinum Games. I know Jordan and Sean like to talk about Platinum Games. So
Great company.
had some interesting interviews, people talking. I thought we'd go over a bit about that. And I think he wanted to talk about it too. So if he pops in, we'll throw him into the conversation. Let's start with the Discord question, though, and hit us with one.
Apparently, you dodged a question in the after show last time about what music do you like and or listen to.
Oh,
he doesn't.
That is a good question.
That
is a good question. It depends. Usually it is.
I've heard the music he listens to. It's whatever the fuck's on the radio, basically.
Yeah. So I usually listen to the podcast. The only time I'll actually listen to a song that I've planned out is if I'm at the gym. And,
is it hard style? Is it hard style at the gym?
Or maxing, we're doing stuff, and I'm there to confuse people. Usually, I'll just blast the Digimon theme song.
Oh yeah.
and they're just like, I don't understand what's happening right now, and I'm just like, go with it. It's happening.
Don, I think people probably think you're a serial killer or something.
I know,
like that.
right?
I'm almost positive people think that.
I'm gonna grab every Pokemon with my bare hands.
I'm telling you, lift the weights and then play the Digimon theme, and you'll confuse people at the gym with you. You got another one, Evan?
If you believe the Switch revision is coming, when do you think it would be announced or released? So I guess just
next week.
Yeah, just chuck a guess out.
The last 4 years.
Switch revision, whenever Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. There you go. We'll put it next to that. You got another one, Evan?
I mean, maybe. All right. In honor of Stray, what are some forms of entertainment that stand out for executing masterfully on a concept seldom attempted?
Oh. Oh, yeah, because playing as a cat isn't exactly common.
Katamari Damacy?
That was a good
All right,
one.
that's a weird.
Yeah.
That's just a weird one. That's just out there in general. Yeah.
What was the game that was so fun? It was super rageful to play, but I loved watching streamers. I Am Bread. We were the piece of bread.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my
like
God.
Octodad and
Power
stuff.
Wash. Power Wash.
Power Wash
Yeah.
Simulator.
What's going on with this Power Wash?
Well,
Someone has to explain this
you
to me.
have Power
I've been
Wash
playing it,
Simulator,
yeah.
You have House Flipper. You have Gas Station Simulator. I
You have
played.
YouTubers live.
Yeah, those
that
all started
Sean
coming out
reviewed
after
on the channel.
what was it? It was like Job Simulator, where you're just sitting at like a desk and you have to like touch stuff.
Power Washing Simulator.
This
Yeah.
Power Wash Simulator seems to have taken over. I don't know.
I've
What
played
it's
it.
It's multiplayer now.
It was on Game Pass.
Well, it's actually genuinely good and it's very zen. The different adjustments, like there's more grind that needs more pressure, so you get paid for how good you do the job and you upgrade it. So I was like, this is dumb. I'll play it for 10 minutes, and I played it for like 3 hours.
But like, you could go power wash
And actually
pressure
make
wash
real
things
money.
in real life and make actual money.
But I have. This is more fun.
It's on the Xbox. It's like number 3 or 4 right now on most played currently. Power Wash Simulator.
It says a lot about user base.
But even on like Steam, I think it's popular there too. Like just in, like it's weird. I don't really know what's going on.
Say that on Twitter, Sean.
I don't give a fuck.
I know you don't. I'm dating you to say it.
We were saying that about VR though. Like it's also the same with VR. Like the most mundane things you're so excited to do in VR. Whereas if you had to do it in real life, you'd be cursing under your breath the entire time.
Well, that was like the Simpsons episode where Marge is telling him to go do the yard work, and it was like sci-fi instead. And there's a yard work simulator, and Bart's like, "Oh, I gotta play it," and Marge's like, "What?"
Go visit the Sphinx and the pyramids, or blast the dirt off this Honda. There you go.
I'd say Bully. Bully's one that comes to mind of like, what if we did GTA in a high school where you're the villain, sort of, and it turned out to be such an amazing game.
Just the farming stuff too, like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon, and like it is weird to think like, oh, we're gonna make a game that's like farming, and people are gonna like it. Like, and it got to the point now where it's run for decades. Yeah, any of the life simulator stuff. Yeah.
Pay back your mortgage.
I guess we'll just start with the big topic then. That's Last of Us, and the massive controversy that hit this thing. Last of Us Part 1 out first week of September. Was that September 2nd? We had gameplay footage leak out, first screenshots, then the initial gameplay, then more gameplay, then impressions, and then finally Sony and Naughty Dog did something. But at that point, it was kind of too late almost. Everyone had already already formed opinions, and it just spun out of control. But essentially, I think it's not what people were hoping. Basic gameplay changes and alterations, and now people are bringing up the $70 price point again, all these different things. But I guess we'll go right to it. What's everyone think about what we've seen so far with Last of Us Part 1?
Oh, definitely overpriced. I made 3 videos on this, and I know a lot of people are happy and mad that I'm calling this out, but my biggest thing is Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time. Last of Us Part 2 has some of the best gameplay that's ever existed on a PlayStation console. The fact that it's Last of Us Part 1 with new cuts for a $70 price tag, this is more expensive than The Last of Us Part 2 for less content, and they cut the multiplayer. That's my issue.
That's a good point, actually.
I thought Click was gone. I think part of the problem is the quick turnaround of this. So this was, obviously leaked a little bit before Summer Games Fest, but it was talked about at Summer Games Fest, and then you built up all these things in your mind about what the game is going to be based on information. Oh, we're modernizing this, we're redoing that, blah blah blah, and then they pretty much went radio silent. The game goes gold. You still haven't seen a thing from it, and the game goes gold, meaning that it's going to retailers soon, and that the game is done, and you still haven't seen anything. And then the first thing that you see are these leaks, and it's like, well, wait a minute now. What is actually happening here to justify this? I think, and I saw some people, comparing it to other games, others and stuff like that. This is the time the game has been re-released in 10 years. Like they did change some things up. They changed some animations up. Some animations are still the same. At the end of the day, it's your money. The game is gonna sell regardless.
I have that blog post up here, by the way, that just goes over some of the things, just so we're up to speed on it. The PS5's powerful hardware drives a host of visual benefits, from denser physics, tons of bumpables and chippables. So like all the environments will start to rip apart as like a Gatling gun's hitting it or something. The cinematics transition seamlessly to gameplay, because before they were like pre-rendered cutscenes. Motion matching technology means the characters' animations flow more convincingly, intuitively, realistically, all adding another layer of believability to the characters. AI upgrades, so your character doesn't just run out in front of enemies and the enemies don't notice them like they were doing on the PS3 and technically the PS4. And they also go over, just an absolute ton of accessibility options, to where they'll even like narrate the entire scene to you. They have permadeath, speed run focused mode, and a bunch of unlockable costumes and all of this. But unfortunately, the big thing that people were not too happy about is that there's no dodge, there's no prone. Doesn't seem like they pulled much out of Last of Us Part 2. And I did go back and I wanted to see if we even brought it up. I went back and listened to our podcast when we first went over it. We were like, what? I think it makes sense if it incorporates a lot of the Last of Us Part 2 stuff into it.
Yeah.
And we kind of assumed it would, and it didn't.
You know, that's
Why
the
else
issue.
remake it?
Yeah, that's the issue that I have just a little bit, because I don't necessarily love The Last of Us Part 1 gameplay. I think the story's phenomenal, but The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay is incredible. I think that gameplay is fantastic. So it's a little bit unfortunate they weren't able to, but I think the biggest thing is it's just the time. If this was a little bit further apart, if The Last of Us came out at the beginning of the PS3 era, or maybe if they didn't remaster it again on the PS4, you know, it wouldn't be as bad. But we just really 1080p experience for a second reader that plays great. You can play it on your PS5 right now, and they didn't add any. It's not like Persona 5 Royal where like they added story elements or stuff like that, you know. So I think that's where people have an issue. Me personally, I mean, look, it's gonna be $50 or $40 in a little bit. It's not going to take long for this game to drop. So I mean, you can get it for cheaper if you just wait a little bit. But I can understand both sides. Because like, did you guys see the developers? They were kind of hitting back a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw. If I was a developer, I would.
The co-president of Naughty Dog was answering questions, and he actually, I think I screenshot it. He said one thing. Somebody else go, and then I'll bring it up. But he actually wasn't necessarily like upset with people talking about the price and saying like, well, wait a minute, this seems like gosh, let me see if I can actually get. Okay, yeah, here's what he said. He said, somebody said, still doesn't look like it justifies $70. For $70, we expect Last of Us 3, not a remake of a remaster. He said, fair enough. Appreciate your perspective. So it's not like he was, you know, completely disregarding what people were saying.
That's where you can react to it at this point. You can't necessarily stick to your guns in that regard. It just feels like, again, we said it, you know, last time we talked about it, but this game to me just feels like it's going to be good for people who are playing it for the first time. And maybe they're wanting to go from a seamless transition to 1 to 2. But again, that's a one-time purchase. And to some people, they might not realize, oh, like there's other people who've paid multiple times for this game, and $70 is too much for them now, which is understandable. But you're either that first-time player, or you're someone who, like, you don't care. This is worth it to you, no matter what. And maybe that's the reason of Naughty Dog can do no wrong, or you just really want to have that completion and you want to play more of a updated sequence with the updated models from 1 to 2. I personally, like, I played it once, I enjoyed it, but I have no reason to go back. But I can totally understand recommending this game to someone, and now, you know, that would be the copy that they pick up. But again, for reoccurring people, it's not going to be as attractive because it kind of disrespects what you've already encountered.
Or is it? Because there's one member of the panel who has not spoken yet, who has been very vocal about his support for the game in private conversations where there's been lots of back and forth.
Leak the DMs.
Well, I mean, I think there's a bit of fake outrage over this release. You know, like, why weren't we talking about this when Demon Souls was coming out on the PS5?
Because Demon Souls was a PlayStation 3
Why aren't we
game.
talking about this when Dead Space gets releases, you know, next year? It's going to be the same thing.
Because those are
Dead Space
total
is a
remakes.
PS3 game.
Ask him the
But
question.
it doesn't matter though, because
No,
you can
It
still
does.
play
There's
the
enough
game.
time, but there's enough time, but not easily.
Yeah.
It's not easy to play a PlayStation 3
Technically,
game.
Last of Us
Demon Souls
is a
come out?
PS3 game, but
How
Yeah, but
did
it was
Demon Souls-
remastered on the PS4.
I know.
Well, and also, so here's also my thing is hey, Dead Space definitely needs to come back. I think there's been a lot of fan demand to see that game get even more passion.
You can play it on your Xbox back compat at
Oh, I know.
60. So why?
Demon Souls to me was the bigger proponent because honestly, the fast travel at Solid State was great. Honestly, the game's new graphics are fantastic. I think that the new experience to Demon Souls, even though it has this